1:30.
Fine. How are you
I
doing?
think I'll put it right here.
Very nice.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you need to turn on.
You look very nice in your uniform.
You ready?
Of course, you always do.
How are you? I'm terrific. Thank
You guys ready?
You always look so, she's always so put together.
Are the long sleeves, do they bother you?
Are you guys ready to roll? Are you good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here comes, what's his name? Oh, we got a welcome.
Today's meeting of the Municipal Code Enforcement Board is called to order on Wednesday, June 26th. Welcome, everybody. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Agendas today's meeting are on the wall at the entrance to chambers. Please remember to turn all cell phones and devices off. Before we get moving this afternoon, we'd like to welcome a member of our team, Mr. Kenneth Pieslack. Welcome to the team, welcome to the city. I know your staff is excited to have you, and as a board, we are as well.
Thank you for the warm welcome, and more importantly, thank you for your service in this important role. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
The Municipal Code Enforcement Board consists of 7 members who are appointed by City Council. We serve voluntarily. It is this board's intention to promote, protect, and improve the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of Clearwater by providing this equitable, effective, and inexpensive method of enforcing certain codes within the city. The board considers new business item in 2 parts. First, the violation, then affirmative relief. Former rules of evidence do not apply. Each side is limited to 15 minutes. The board may grant additional time if needed. All proceedings will be conducted in a calm, civil manner. Individuals who conduct themselves otherwise will be asked to leave. If necessary, they will be escorted from chambers. Hopefully, we do not need that today. Now I ask all who plan to speak to please rise and be sworn in by our clerk.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth throughout your entire testimony? Our first order of business is to review and approve the minutes of last month's meeting. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion is approved. Minutes are approved. Is there anyone here to speak to items not on the agenda today? Next on the agenda are new business items. We're going to throw a curveball at you if you don't mind, and I do apologize. We're going to jump to 4.25, case number 111-19. Find respondent Skiff Point LLC at 250 Skiff Point in violation of code for permits, and issue an order with the compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone here to speak to this case?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I don't believe you swore in, sir. You did not stand.
I'm legal counsel and usually don't swear in legal counsel, but I'd be happy to take the oath as well.
Okay, fine.
Please step to the podium and state your name and address.
Michael Boutzkas, Boutzoukas. My business address is 1511 Northwest Shore Boulevard, Tampa, Florida.
Thank you. Do you admit to the violation?
Yes, on behalf of my client, we admit to the violation.
Perfect, thank you. If you don't mind, please have a seat in the front and we'll call you right back as we move forward.
And Chair Merrill, we have our recommendation, as you will see, was initially for 30 days. After having discussed it with council, I've agreed, or the city has agreed, provided that you all are okay with it, is to simply give them 120 days to correct the violation because there's some engineering issues that are involved. So we're okay with that as long as the board's okay with that. If we can go through the presentation if you like, but that just basically change. The only thing that changes is the recommendation of compliance date of July 26th then becomes August, September, I guess October 26th.
Mr. Chairman, is that far out? If we're gonna move it that far out, I would at least like to hear
Yeah,
a
well-
presentation.
Yeah, no, I think, may I have a motion on the violation to move forward?
Yeah, let's go ahead. I move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Oh, yes, I can get it to the beginning.
Okay, no worries. Just give us a moment. You want to go to where?
To the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Board. Nilda Espinosa, Housing Inspector, City of Clearwater. I'm here to do presentation on 250 Skiff Point, case number 111-19. It's for one violation. It's work with no permits. Of course, permit is required inspections, and work commencing with before a permit was issued. Notice of violation was sent on April 22nd, 2019. Compliance date was May 10th, 2019. Certified mail was received May 16th, 2019. Notice of hearing was sent out on 4/22, 2019, and it was received on May 6, 2019. You can see that it says Skiff Point. That's the map showing where it's at. It's on Island Estates. This is the property. This is the way it was before the pavers were put in. And again, you can see now there's pavers all over. You can see the blue arrow right there. And all the way out to, and this is all the front. That's in the front. And this is an above view. You can see that there's green space here, green space on the back. And there is some green space on the east side of the property. This is what it looks like in the back. It's all paved. Back to the west side, in the front. All the way out to the sidewalk. That's it.
Want to go ahead with your recommendations if they've already.
Sure. My recommendation, oh, that didn't take, it's compliance by July 26, 2019, or $150 per day per violation. After 3 months, if from the recordation date of such a lien, if the fines and fees remain unpaid, then city attorney's office is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien on using any legal or equitable remedies available under the law.
Okay.
And then we would be,
October, make that October
Like
26th.
October,
that would be October 26th.
October 26th, yeah. Okay. One, then is doing,
any questions from the
Yeah,
board?
I have a question.
Oh, yeah.
What- I don't understand what's wrong here. Oh, because the sidewalk is missing?
No, ma'am, the whole almost the entire property has pavers on it. You're supposed to have some green space, and it's a percentage.
Hi, my name is Dana Root. I'm the Assistant Building Official for the City of Clearwater. Anytime pavers or any concrete is added to a property, a permit is needed. They've also done work close to the seawall, which they may not be able to do. And they constructed some steps by the seawall. It looks like a little bit more than just pavers in the back. They may have raised the grade, and there's also an issue of the structure or the pavers that they placed could be on the neighbor's property.
so what we have is not a safety issue, but work being done without a permit and also being improper and violating the codes.
Correct.
Okay. I personally don't have a problem with the extension because there's no safety issues here.
I would agree with you.
Okay. I'll make a motion. Okay.
Wait a minute, I have a question for the
Question,
attorney.
I'm sorry.
Yes. I need one for the attorney
Okay.
when he comes up, yeah.
Is there any more questions for Ms. Espinosa? No? Okay, thank you, Ms. Espinosa.
Go ahead.
Those, because I haven't seen them in years.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Power button so the light comes on.
Which one's the power button? Up there. There it is.
There you go.
Counselor, I just have two questions for you. First, you responded, why was the work done without a permit?
Thank you for asking that question. And again, my name is Microdecisions, and our clients have had this property for a while, and they've actually done work in the past. They've gotten permits, and each time they've done work in the past, there was there was a seawall rehab back in 2005. There was some work just a few years ago to the interior, and they kind of renovated it, and they got all the permits. Each time they did it, they hired a contractor, and the contractor went and got the permits for them and did all the work. They hired a contractor when they finished the interior and said it'd be nice to make the back look a little bit better, and the contractor did the work, and then we found out that there were no permits pulled, and it's in violation. The issue that the building official brought up is a significant one as well, and I just wanted to address it briefly, which is why we're looking for the 120 days. The area here on this, in the back part of the property, this is the water side here, here's the structure, there's the street. But this area here that's in gray is an area in which you really can't build anything pursuant to our code because of the waterfront, okay? The line that's kind of light here, that's white, that goes from the north to the south, that's inside that gray area, that's a wall that you saw in some of the pictures that holds the pavers up behind it. That wall was built to be there longer than any of us in this room will be around. It's not a matter of the work being done being deficient, it's a matter of the work being put in the wrong place. Had the contractor gotten the permit, it had been in the right place. The idea is trying to find the best way to engineer salvaging that wall, or as much of it as we can, to make this all work. And when we get into compliance with that by moving that wall back, the pavers that are beyond that would go away, and the ratio of permeable land to non-permeable land will be not an issue. But just to remove the pavers and not have that part done is where the challenge is. So that's why we're looking for the 120 days.
Thank you. You answered my second question.
Okay, there you go.
You did. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions from you guys?
Good afternoon. I'm Jim Frisch, and I'm here on behalf of a neighbor piece of property, F-R-I-S-H-E. And I understand why they want the extension for engineering purposes, because we have a survey that indicates that they built over onto Mr. Mijos's property. And so they've got to figure out how to engineer or remove a portion of the slab they poured. Also, I'd like to call, and I've got pictures if you want them, the drainage ends up coming on to Mr. Mijos's property without any provision by him. I don't know where the drain pipes originate. There is a downspout that goes under pavers or a slab. I'll have to look again. And that's where I assume most of it's coming off the roof line and going under the slab to a grate that's on Mr. Mijos's property. There was a fence there originally on Mr. Mijos's property, and it's gone. And as the current survey shows, there's about 1.5 feet, 1.8 feet of encroachment on his property by the slab that they've got pavers on. So it's going to be a problem. They'll probably need the 120 days to get the engineering done and get a survey and get it done right. But I wanted to call those two issues to your attention, especially the drainage issue. It's been kind of dry lately, so we haven't seen any repercussions, but planning for the future is a smart thing to do in this environment.
So is your client agreeable to the 120 days and willing to work with his neighbor on this?
He has no objections to that.
Good.
He'd just like it on their property
Fine.
and not draining onto his.
That's what we needed to know.
And I don't know the details of what permits were applied for after the fact or what they needed. I don't know whether or not all the build-out permits were even pulled. That's on the contractor, in my opinion.
I'm sure the city's going to review the whole thing now that they have its attention in the engineering department.
Anyway, that's all we wanted to make sure was read into the record, and I've got some pictures and everything if you'd like them.
Thank you. Mr. Frisch, is this the first that the city is hearing about the neighbor issues with this project?
To the best of my knowledge, it is, although I'm not sure if...
If I may address, yeah, we were aware, when being a real estate attorney, the first thing I noticed when I got the survey from the engineer was that the pavers were across the boundary, and said those are going to have to go once we figure out the resolution of this. Today's the first time I'm hearing of the drainage issue, but we'll definitely have a look at that and make sure that all of it's resolved in that context. There's also on the south side of the property, they modified the way the water does drain out, the natural water that flows out to the bay, and that's already part of the plan of what we're going to be adjusting as well. So we'll be looking at it in that perspective. Certainly within the radar. I appreciate you being here.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Frisch.
Okay, you gonna make a motion? Okay, I move to enter an order requiring the respondent to correct the violation on or before October 26, 2019. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the board may order a fine of $150 per day per violation for each day each violation continues to exist. If fines and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
I second.
First, seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. Thank you for being a good neighbor and working together. It's always nice when we're not butting heads in here. We're willing to work together and solve the problem. So thank you for that.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, getting back in order. Agenda item 4.2, continued from May 22nd, 2019. Case number 77-19. Find respondents Carpe Diem Family Trust at 1603 North Osceola Ave in violation of code for landscape cover, and issue an order with the compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone here to speak to this case?
Yes.
Please step to the podium, state your name and address for the record.
Sure. My name is Nancy Burris. Property address 1603 North Osceola, Clearwater.
Your last name, please.
Burris.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you admit to the violation?
Yes.
You do? Okay. But if you don't mind having a seat, and we'll have the city come up,
Sure.
and we'll call you right back up.
Sure.
I move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case. Second.
Have a second? Thank you. No, you're okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes. Yes, sir. Mr. Dixon, it's yours.
Good afternoon. My name is Greg Dixon, Code Inspector with the City of Clearwater. This is the recommendation for case 77-19 at 1603 North Osceola Avenue. There's one violation for landscaping required, and request compliance on or before July the 31st, 2019, or a fine of $150 per day per violation if compliance is not met. After 3 months from the recordation date of such lien, if the fines and fees remain unpaid, the City Attorney's Office is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien using any legal or equitable remedies available under the law. Compliance can be met for landscaping requirement by removing the shelf from the front yard and replacing it with living ground cover. We received an anonymous complaint in January. The front yard has been turned to shell. And here's a picture in April after the compliance date. And here's a picture from this week.
Any questions from the board?
I have one. So we cannot lay in any instance at all shell. It can't be shell.
You can't have shell, but you're not supposed to have the whole yard shell. Only in washout areas.
Oh, okay. Just in washout areas? Okay.
Like from your roof, downspout.
Oh, okay.
Is that it? Ms. Burns? Burns, sorry.
Thank you. Appreciate you hearing me. Based on the violation that I received, it specifically states all landscaped areas must be covered with shrubs, ground cover, turf, 3 inches of organic mulch, or other suitable material which permits percolation. And that's why I'm hoping that you will see that the seashells absolutely permit percolation, and that they would hopefully get on the list as an approved ground cover, especially for Florida. Some of those reasons: it's environmentally friendly, they're mined right here locally, it supports local businesses, We sit on a bed of seashells, where we're located here. Low maintenance, no mowing, no fertilizers running into the storm drain. I can't see a negative. Even the more that I researched it upon receiving this letter, I learned that as you even walk on the surface and as they decompose, they even enrich the soil beneath it. They create a nice, strong surface for walking and safe. So I just can't see a negative to using it as ground cover in our location.
Well,
I'm hoping you put it on the list for approved.
first of all, we don't have the authority to put it on the list. That's a city council action.
Mhm.
And a few years ago, and I don't know exactly when, you could use shells, but then the city council decided for some reason that they were no longer going to allow that. So the code states that those shells are not permitted in the way you have used. And I think everything you said is true and has merit, but it doesn't get you out of the violation.
So how do we get that as approved ground cover here in Florida, being that we're in Clearwater Beach and shells are below our feet everywhere we walk?
Address the council people.
Okay,
That's what, write them, talk to them.
Okay.
You're very persuasive, but that's where you're going to have to start.
okay.
Go
Sorry.
to their meetings, and they have, the same as us, you have 5 minutes to talk about anything, and that would be a good point to bring up.
Okay, at their meetings.
Mhm.
In the meantime, so I guess then your recommendation would be to remove the shells and put grass or something that,
No, we
I
don't.
mean,
We have to hear from the inspector
Okay.
first.
You have to do what they ask. Is what-
sure.
Good luck with, if you follow up
And
on
can
that.
Okay,
done by July 31st, or would you like more time?
I would definitely need more time, yeah.
How much would you?
When does the city council meet regularly, like monthly or
Twice a month.
twice a month? So just long enough so I can meet with them and hope that they'll see it that way.
Well, that's,
So
I would say 90 days to get the.
90 days?
Give you 90 days to get it resolved. But I can tell you, if you haven't gotten any favorable action by 45 days, you better start moving with the shovel.
I gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
will do.
90 days, be all
I'll
right?
get it, 90 days is fine.
Mr. Chairman, I agree with that, 90 days.
You good with it?
Yes,
City, you're good with that?
sure.
Or you want
Thank
some-
you.
Mr. Dixon?
That takes us to 90 days.
Mhm. I don't know, yeah.
Okay,
We done?
90 days.
So what is that, September?
Okay, I'll make a motion. I move to enter an order requiring the respondent to correct a violation on or before October 1st, 2019. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the board may order a fine of $150 per day per violation for each day each violation continues to exist. If fines and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. 4.2 is closed. Moving on to agenda item 4.5, case number 91-19, find respondents Florida Minority Com Reinvestment Coalition, Inc. at 907 Plaza Street in repeat violation of code for lot clearing, and issue an order that a daily fine be imposed for each day the repeat violation existed. Is there anyone here to speak to this case?
Not present, Mr. Chairman.
All right, you can have
Where's Jude?
a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion.
Thank you, sir.
I'll move,
Second, it's a repeat. Okay.
I move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case.
Second.
This is a repeat.
And has committed a repeat violation.
This is a
You need
repeat.
to add
Oh,
that.
it is a repeat? Okay, now I need to,
So here's the problem. Where's the
That's
I'm
what
very sorry,
Michael's
sir.
going to tell us.
For apparently, the Inspector Jewett, who is in charge of this case, is not here today. You have the day off, so that was a scheduling error. The city would request that the case be continued to next month.
then, Mr. Chairman, I'll rescind my motion.
Thank you. We can just move on.
We have to,
Well, I guess.
we have to formally move it
Do
to
you
the
need
next
a-
agenda?
Do you need a formal motion to move it?
Yes.
Then, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a second motion that we continue this case to a later date.
I'm sorry, sir.
A later date, continue,
You can move it to next month, or
Let's do it next month.
July 24th?
oh, July, July 24th, and I'll make a motion, we continue this case to next month, July 24th.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. Move to July 24th. Case number 4.6, case 9219, find respondents Coastal Acquisitions, Inc. at 1285 South Highland Avenue in violation for code for temporary signs and signage without permits, and issue an order with the compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone to speak to this case?
Not present. Not present.
First.
Want to make it? Do it first.
Yes, I'll move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you. Mr. Knight?
I'd like to start by saying that one of the two violations that are being presented today did come into compliance. The signage erected without permits, the city is seeking a declaration of violation for that violation. The other sign for temporary signs was still in violation on my last inspection date. So, with that being said, I'm Daniel Knight, sign inspector for the city of Clearwater. This is case 92-19 for 1285 South Highland Avenue. The one case for temporary signs, the city is asking compliance on or before July 26th of 2019, or a fine of $150 per day that the violation continues to exist. We are asking the board to authorize the following. After 3 months of the recordation date of such lien, if the fines and fees remain unpaid, the city's attorney's office is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien using any legal or equitable remedies under the law. Compliance can be met for the temporary signage by erecting all temporary signs no closer than 5 feet away from all property lines and abide by all other criteria and limitations presented in Table 3-1806, 1B. Compliance can also be met by removing all temporary signs from the property. And this again was for the one violation of signage erected without permits. The city was requesting a declaration of violation. This is on the corner of Highland and Lakeview. This would be the northeast corner. You see these signs next to the sidewalk. Oh, I had a better view on the other part. These are temporary signs. They're too close to the property line. The property line is just on the other side of the sidewalk towards the mobile gas station. The temporary sign ordinance states that all temporary signs must be at least 5 feet away from all property lines, at least 15 feet away from each other, and no more than 2 can be erected as for commercial use. In this picture alone, there are 3 being used for commercial use. They're too close to each other, and they're too close to the property line. This was the sign that says station. It's orange and blue. That was the sign, one of the signs that was erected on the right side of the photo, that was erected without a permit. There are other violations that were brought into compliance. This was on 621. That sign had been taken down, which brought the property into compliance, but they still had one temporary sign too close to the property line of the right-of-way and the property line. It needs to be back at least 5 feet. In that area, they probably wouldn't be able to erect it. If they did, it would be like right up to the curbing of their parking lot area. And it would have to be facing Highland. It wouldn't be able to be erected in the position that it was in.
Could you put that picture back on? I have
Sure.
a question. So they removed one of those signs.
2.
The property itself on my first inspection had about, I want to say 6 to 8 of them. They did remove, they had this one and they had one more up on the Lakeview side, which they're allowed 2 commercial temporary signs, but the issue with this is that it's too close to the property lines.
Right. Okay, but did they then move some of those signs that they were in the proper location? Or they never
No.
did that? That they never did?
They just removed them.
Okay, thanks.
I have spoken to the
It's in
property
proper
owner.
location and orientation.
Yeah.
If it was able to fit 5 feet away from the property line in the current position that it's in, that would be fine. with the amount of space that's there, it's not plausible.
And you told him this, and he understood?
I've spoken to the business owner and the property owner at least twice.
I know that station very well, and I know those signs are always out there.
Any additional questions? So it's probably best for us to go ahead and declare the declaration first
Yeah.
for the signage without permits, and then move on to the,
I move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case.
No, we're doing declaration.
let's do a declaration for the
Declaration
signage
first.
without permits.
Yeah.
I move to find the respondent was in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case. The violation was corrected prior to today's hearing, and to enter an order that no fine be imposed. If the respondent repeats the violation, the board may order a fine of up to $500 for each day the violation continues to exist.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Now you can go
Declaration
back
passes.
to
So
the
now the
first one.
temporary signs.
Can't understand why some isn't here.
Okay, you want to do the motion for the other one now?
You can do it.
Or we going to do a
Yeah, he
second
gave us
motion?
his recommendations.
He
so we
already
just-
did.
Yeah, he already did.
Okay,
It's
so
already-
I move to enter order, wait a minute, I'm on the wrong page, I'm on repeat violation. I move to enter order requiring the respondent to correct the violations on or before July 26, 2019. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the board may order a fine of $150 per day per violation, while there's only one for each day each violation continues to exist. If fines and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Knight. Looks like you're up again. Agenda item 4.7, case 9319, find respondents Fritz Property Group LLC at 1305 South Highland Avenue in violation of code for temporary signs, and issue an order with compliance deadline and a fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone here to speak to this case?
Nobody's
The
showing
city
up.
is requesting a declaration of violation for this violation.
Declaration. Make it easy.
I move to find the respondent was in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case. The violation was corrected prior to today's hearing, and to enter an order that no fine be imposed. If the respondent repeats the violation, the board may order a fine of up to $500 for each day the violation continues to exist.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Thank you,
Motion
board.
passes. Thank you, Mr. Knight. 4.9, case 9519, 5 respondents, Timothy and Tori Charles at 609 Alden Avenue in violation for code for exterior surfaces and roof maintenance, and issue an order with the compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone to speak to this case?
The city's requesting declaration violation for 4.9 and 4.10. They're both on the same parcel.
I'll make. I move to find the respondent was in violation for cases 95-19 and 96-19 of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case. The violation was corrected prior to today's hearing, and to enter an order that no fine be imposed. If the respondents repeat the violation, the board may order a fine of up to $500 for each day the violation continues to exist.
Second.
He's second.
You did, sorry, I didn't hear you. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes, thank you. Agenda item 4.11, case 9719, 5 respondents Juan Aldana Paredes at 904 Jefford Street in violation code for exterior surfaces, and issue an order with compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone to speak to this case?
Present. Maybe Mr. Barnes would like to make a motion.
If you would please step to the podium, state your name and address for the record.
Yeah, my name is Juan Aldana Paredes. I'm the owner of 904 Jefford Street.
I'm sorry, would you spell your name, please?
Juan, Juan, F, Aldana, 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 Paredes. Sorry, my English is not very
Oh,
good.
that's
No,
fine.
you're okay. Do you admit to the violation?
I do admit to the violation.
Okay, perfect. If you wouldn't mind, have a seat right there in that front row, and we'll come right back to you. Thank you.
This violation's been corrected also, so I just request a declaration of violation.
Making it easy.
I move to find the respondent was in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case. The violation was corrected prior to today's hearing, and to enter an order that no fine be imposed. The respondent repeats the violation, the board may order a fine of up to $500 for each day the violation continues to exist.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Declaration, thank you, sir. Juan, you're good? Thank you.
And thank you folks for coming in, show your concern.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Agenda item 4.13, case 99-19, fine respondents Hao Thien Huynh and Viet Dang at 695 Mandalay Avenue in violation of code for short-term rental, and issue an order with the compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone here to speak to this case? Awesome. Please step forward. Were you sworn in already? You were? Awesome. Would you say your name and address for the record? And I apologize if I butchered your names. I'm so sorry.
Viet Dang for 695 Mandalay Avenue.
And Hao Huynh, property 695 Mandalay.
Do you admit to the violation?
It was corrected.
The violation was corrected.
We'll have to hear from the inspector before,
Wait.
we'll have to wait for her.
So that's going to be 15, correct?
Good afternoon, Board. Julie Phillips, Code Inspection Specialist for the City of Clearwater, and I'll be doing a PowerPoint presentation for case number 99-19. There is one violation at this property. It's for an illegal short-term rental. It violates Code Section 1-104B for a development code violation and Code Section 3-919 for prima facie evidence. Section 8-102 is a definition of a residential use. A residential use means a permanent place of residence for a family. A residential use located on residentially zoned property shall not include rentals for periods of less than 31 days or 1 calendar month, or whichever is less, or which is advertised or held out to the public as a place rented for periods of less than 31 days or 1 calendar month, whichever is less. A residential use located on residentially zoned property shall not include interval ownership, fractional ownership, or time-sharing unit. A notice of violation was sent on October 5th, 2018, with a compliance date of November 5th, 2018, and I did receive the certified mail receipt back on February 19th of 2019. This is the first listing. The owner advertises as Step from Clearwater Beach. They advertise on the homeaway.com website. As you can see with the arrow to the right, the minimum stay is 7 to 28 nights. Again, on the homeaway.com website, we still have a minimum stay of 10 to 31 nights, which was taken on February 13th, 2019. On May 1st, 2019, we're on TripAdvisor, and if you'll look at the arrow, this time they have it for 7 nights as a minimum night stay. Again, the code requires 31 days or 1 calendar month, whichever is less. And there's a better view of the 7-night minimum stay. And again, multiple times on that same listing as a 7-night minimum stay. I went back on June 10th, tripadvisor.com. They're still listed with a 7-night minimum stay. And I actually did try to book it from September 14th to the 28th and was successful in doing so for $1,721. And again, they still have a 7-night minimum stay. A better view, same website. Again, when you go ahead and book it, you can say book now. It takes you to this where all you really have to do is put in your credit card and push send, and you're finished. I did an affidavit of posting for today's hearing on June 12th, 2019. This is the front door of the property, and this is where it sits on Clearwater Beach. It's the first property to the right before you go around the roundabout at 695. When I posted that property, there was actually a tenant from Delaware in that location. And I went ahead to the website again yesterday on the 25th, Steps from Clearwater Beach, and we still have a 7-night minimum stay. This verifies that this is the owner. And again, I tried to book it for the 7 nights. This time it was $956. It asks for my credit card details, and I'll let the board deliberate.
Can you step forward?
I apologize, because I've only been using, ever since I did post on TripAdvisor, but I've never booked anybody through it, and I completely forgot about it. I mean, I only looked, like, ever since, I wasn't sure if it was you, but that I spoke with earlier when I first got the notice. So I went in and I corrected everything, but I guess I forgot that one website. I'll remove it, because I never booked anybody through that website ever. I posted it that one time, I think it was like a year or two ago, and I've never touched it again, so I completely forgot. I mean, I'll just remove it, it's easy. So anything I have shows, I mean, I was a little confused because everything I changed, I mean, sometimes I say 28 just because of February, but I made sure you cannot book. I mean, the other sites show is fine, right? The HomeAway and because I only posted on HomeAway and Airbnb, so I know those two are fine. So I mean, I guess it might be correct because I didn't touch or I didn't edit the other one. So
And it's an important issue in the city, and I know it, especially down on the beach
I
area.
wasn't realize that in the beginning, but ever since.
Are pretty upset by this happening. It happens quite a bit, and I think it's very important to make sure. And I think one of the problems is when you post on one site, it doesn't just stick to that one site. Am I right, Ms. Phillips? A lot of times 3 or 4 other sites that they manage pick it up and run with it. So when you go back and make a change on one, it may not necessarily change on the other, so you could still be in violation. So you just really have to trace your steps and make sure that you're not advertising that for less than the 31 calendar days that city code does not allow. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just want to, the 28 is okay. I thought that was the issue because sometimes, but as long as you click on it, it doesn't allow you to, it'll have to be the full month of February or the full month of March. So depending on, it'll be a range, and that's fine.
If you stay with 31 days, as the code requires, 31 days, you don't have to worry about February.
Well, because I was wondering, because because a lot of people just book in like the whole month of March or February, and of course it won't be 31. Is that okay? Well, March is, but the other months. But the thing, the whole month though.
It's a calendar month or 31 days.
Okay. Okay, that was my only concern. But
Well, right now, though, you are in violation because that site does exist today, right now as we speak.
Okay.
So you're in violation, and I'm going to make a motion to say that you are, and you're going to be given time to correct it. And as you said, it's easy to do, so you should have it done quickly. And then you can inform the inspector that you have made the correction and get on with it, and then you will no longer be in violation.
do I get a fine?
No, there's no fine.
Not yet.
But you need to comply with the time guidelines that they are given. Okay?
And make sure you have Ms. Phillips' information, yeah.
What was the time on this?
Would you like me to do my
Yeah, please, would you
recommendation?
give us a recommendation?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Something that was out of order here again.
Yeah, I move to find and respond in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion passes. Ms. Phillips, thank you.
Okay, so my recommendation for case 99-19, there's one violation for an illegal short-term rental. I'm requesting compliance on or before July 8th, 2019, or a fine of $250 per day for each day the violation continues to exist. We are asking the board to authorize the following. After 3 months from the recordation date of such lien, if the fines and fees remain unpaid, the city attorney's office is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien by using any legal or equitable remedies available under the law. Compliance can be met for an illegal short-term rental by renting the property for at least 31 days or 1 calendar month, whichever is less, by removing all daily and weekly rental rates, reviews, and discounts. In addition to that, all websites and calendars should reflect the 31-day or 1 calendar month requirement.
Thank you.
Make a motion?
Mr. Barnes would like to make a motion.
Sure, why not?
I'm sorry. Go
So I move to enter an order requiring the respondent to correct the violations on or before July 8th, 2019. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the board may order a fine of $250 per day per violation. For each day the violation continues to exist, if the fines and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, and settle on such lien.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes. So do you understand by July 8th you have, so no fines today, but after July 8th, you have to have all that done by July 8th, then the fines can start. So please make sure we take care of those and communicate with the cities.
And you want, at that also, as was mentioned earlier, check all these other websites and make sure it's not showing up there incorrectly.
I don't know about like the reviews and stuff, but I guess I'll just call the website and they should be able to do something.
Well, here's the thing, you put them on the website, didn't you? You placed all that information on, okay, so it's your responsibility.
Thank you. Moving on, agenda 4.14, case 100-19, find respondents Kelly E. Anderson at 832 Pinellas Street, violation for code for short-term rental, and issue an order with the compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone here to speak to this case?
Fred,
And board,
Please.
this will be a declaration.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a declaration.
Please step to the podium, state your name and address.
My name is Kelly Anderson. Address is 832 Pinellas Street, Clearwater 33756.
Beautiful, thank you. And it sounds like you corrected the violation.
I've corrected the violation.
You did your job. Great job, thank you.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
Please.
Am I done?
Mr. Chairman, I move to find the respondent was in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case. The violation was corrected prior to today's hearing and to enter an order that no fine be imposed. If the respondent repeats the violation, the board may order a fine of up to $500 for each day the violation continues to exist. Just don't do it anymore.
Okay, thank you.
You're too much fun.
And if there was ever a way to try and petition the board to ask maybe for an approval on something that would be out.
Good luck with that.
I know, but we're not island estates, you know? We're not like throwing parties and stuff, and it's just a different situation for the neighborhood that that house is in. It's actually a bonus for that neighborhood, and I care very much about the neighbors there, and I understand maybe there's no shot, but I thought I'd ask.
Well, it depends. You have to go to the city council and get past the ones that's grandfathered in.
Okay.
Okay. You need to talk to the city council about that. They're the only ones that can change it.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
We had a motion for the declaration. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you. Moving along, agenda item 4.17, case 10319. Find respondents Stephen and Erica Gardner at 3903 Brigadoon Circle in violation for code for short-term rental and issue an order with compliance deadline and a fine if compliance is not met. Is anyone here for this case? Ma'am, please step forward and state your name and address.
I'm Sharon Friend. I live at 201 6th Street South, St. Petersburg, Florida, and I'm here on behalf of Stephen and Erica Gardner, who, Friend, F-R-I-E-N-D? F-R-I-E-N-D.
Oh,
Friend.
Sorry.
I'm here on behalf of Stephen and Erica Gardner, who reside at 500 Hunters Run, Perksey, Pennsylvania, 18944, and they own a property at 3903 Brigadoon Circle in Clearwater.
City, are we okay with this?
What's your relation, ma'am?
What is my
your relation to?
By relation, I'm their friend, and I'm also listed on their tax receipt as their representative, local representative.
Representative of what?
In order to apply for this, which was one of the violations that we corrected, you have to have a local person to contact, and I am their local person that the city can contact. The business tax receipt, that's part of the application process.
Well, I mean, you have a power of attorney?
I do not have a power of attorney.
You're not a lawyer?
I am not a lawyer. I was told by Ms. Phillips that I could come to this hearing and speak on their behalf.
I have with, when you have these agents or whoever come in, is, you know, this is almost like an evidentiary hearing where, you know, the board weighs credibility of the testimony. And if the testimony comes from someone who, if the testimony comes from someone other than the property owner, the credibility of the property owner is going to be weighed. So this gentle lady doesn't really have, she doesn't have personal knowledge, and she's the one that didn't commit the violation. So I'm not really sure how anything she says will bind the,
One question, do you manage this property for them since they live in Pennsylvania?
Yes.
So she's the property manager for them.
I'm
Does that
actually a
change?
concierge for them, yes.
So that, she does, I mean,
I am well aware of all of the correspondence that was between the city and Mr. and Mrs.
I don't know.
I'm aware of the hearing today.
Stephen Gardner contacted me and asked me to come on his behalf. We spoke with Ms. Phillips to make sure that that was okay. She said as long as I was listed as the local contact on the business tax receipt, that it would be okay.
I believe that she can respond. She wouldn't be here if she didn't have notice. And so she's stating, at least from our perspective, being the board, she's stating that she has the ability to speak on behalf of the owners. I understand the city's position in that they want to make sure that any kind of testimony that would be used for determination of violation can be supported. But she is here, and she wouldn't be here if she didn't know, at least at the hearing.
Board, if I may, this is actually a declaration, and I believe that the reason the representative is here is to make sure that it was presented as a declaration, to pass it back to the owner who lives in Pennsylvania, unless she's here for something else.
That is correct. That is the reason I am here.
Boy, that would make things a lot easier, wouldn't it?
I didn't have a chance to say.
No, you're okay.
You doing this?
You're off the hook.
I'm off the hook.
Shouldn't let the attorney start until you.
I didn't have a chance.
Can I make a motion?
You may,
Mr. Chairman?
please.
Okay, I move to find the respondent was in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case. The violation was corrected prior to today's hearing and to enter an order that no fine be imposed. The respondent repeats the violation, the board may order a fine of up to $500 for each day the violation continues to exist.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? You are all
Thank you.
set, thank you.
Thank you.
I do need to go back to agenda item 4.15. I apologize for skipping that. Case number 101-19. Find respondents Alyssa and Dax Brady Sheehan at 1117 Sediva Street in violation for code for short-term rental and issue an order with compliance date and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone to speak to this case?
And board, this would also be a declaration of violation.
Thank you, Julie.
If I may have a motion.
I move to find the respondent was in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case. The violation was corrected prior to today's hearing and to enter an order that no fine be imposed. If the respondent repeats the violation, the board may order a fine of up to $500 for each day the violation continues to exist.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion passes. Moving on, agenda item 4.18, case number 104-19, find respondents Pretium SFR Holding LLC at 204 Elizabeth Avenue in violation for code for exterior storage and issue an order with the compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone here to speak to this case?
Good afternoon, Little Board. Daniel Kasman, City of Clearwater Code Inspector. This is for 204 Elizabeth Avenue, case number 104-19 for exterior storage. Number of violations is 1 for code sections 3-1502G1 and 3-1052G2 for exterior storage and exterior storage not for use outdoors.
Okay. You want to make a motion on these first?
Yeah, please, can I interrupt you 1 second?
Yes.
Go ahead, please do.
I move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Moving on, Mr. Katzman, thank you so much. Sorry for the interruption.
Yes. Notice of violation was sent on March 28th, 2019. The compliance date was for April 11th, 2019, and the certified mail receipt was received on April 4th, 2019. The main issue at the property, neighbors complaining that a large safe was left in the front yard and a freezer unit with some automobile parts. They tried to get in contact, couldn't get any answers from the person who lives there. Here's another picture of the freezer and some automobile parts. Went back on April 12th. Safe is still there, along with the freezer. On the 19th of April, safe is still there with the freezer. And again on the 24th. All the items haven't been moved. On the 29th, safe now has some lighter fluid on it, nothing else has changed. And on the 21st of June, nothing's changed. I had no communication from the tenant or the company that owns the property, other than the green card that was received.
Questions from the board?
Well, I think we have a safety issue here as well, too. I mean,
That
that-
freezer especially.
Brother, yeah, exactly.
Can you give us your recommendation?
Yeah. I'm requesting compliance on or before July 1st of 2019, or a fine of $150 per day for each day a violation continues to exist. I'm asking the board to authorize the following: after 3 months from the recordation date of such lien, if the fines and fees remain unpaid, the city's attorney's office is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien using any legal or equitable remedies available under the law. Compliance can be met for the exterior storage by properly storing all items currently in the front yard inside the home, or removing them all from the property. And there's March, June.
I have a problem, Mr. Chairman, with what the city is asking for. I think $150 is too low. There's a safety issue. You have that freezer. Kids, it's summer, they're off of school. Somebody can get in there, little Johnny goes in there, and then we have a debt. I think the fine should be $250 a day and get this person moving and move this safety hazard.
I agree with you, Mr. Prost. I wish you'd make a motion to that effect.
And you've had no contact from these people at all?
No, but they've
Nothing
acknowledged.
from them?
No, they acknowledged the mail, but.
The lighter fluid on top of a safe is an interesting concept. I wonder what they're trying to burn up in there. Okay, yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion. I move to enter an order requiring the respondent to correct the violations on or before July 1st, 2019. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the board may order a fine of $250 a day per violation for each day the violation continues to exist. If fines and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. And I think July 1st is a very responsible date, especially when we're discussing safety and children in the neighborhood, so thank you for that.
Exactly.
Moving on, I think we're still with you, Mr. Cashman. Agenda item 4.19, case 10519, fine respondents William Shepron at 2471 Chaucer Street in violation of code for exterior storage, and issue an order with the compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone here to speak to this item?
Before we start that, Mr. Chairman, can I just ask one question? Mr. Peaslek?
Yes.
So you're new here. In the past, your department has actually gone onto the properties and removed things. I think if this thing is still there come July 2nd or so, that the city should move forward and remove that freezer for sure. No? There's a problem with that? I'm willing to listen.
Before we do that, it would have to be presented as a public nuisance case.
Okay,
Unfortunately, that's not the way it was presented.
okay. So, and then that's okay. But then if something doesn't stir there, I think we should do that then and bring it up for because this is not right. Thank you.
It's a good point, Mr.
Thank you.
Moving on, William Shepron, any representative here for this case? No, thank you, if I may have.
This one is actually a declaration. It was fixed.
Perfect.
There's no longer an issue with the property, so I'm just seeking a
Thank you, sir.
declaration.
If I may have a motion?
You know what you do.
Is there somewhere? I move to find the respondent was in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case. The violation was corrected prior to today's hearing, and to enter an order that no fine be imposed. If the respondent repeats the violation, the board may order a fine of up to $500 for each day the violation continues to exist.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. Moving on, agenda item 4.20, case 10619, fine respondents Jonathan and Kimberly Grinstead at 48 Midway Isle in violation of code for permits, and issue an order with the compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone here? Thank you, sir. If you please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Lance Hidalgo, 48 Midway Island, Clearwater Beach, Florida.
Would you spell your last name, please?
Yes, ma'am. Hidalgo. You're welcome.
Mr. Hidalgo, do you admit to the violation?
But what I'm actually here to do is to ask for a continuance. I went ahead and I have legal counsel on Friday at 3 p.m. I tried to resolve the matter with engineering and having several meetings with building officials, in fact, this week, and we couldn't come to an agreement. So I felt like at this point that I needed more time to go ahead and get additional engineering. They had a request for ISR, which is the permeability factor. And so if I could just request like 90 days.
Real quick, if you don't mind, and what's your relation to Jonathan and Kimberly?
So actually, I purchased the home from them, but he is holding the note. And Mr. Grin, I met them by being the contractor who permitted to do their driveway and to do the remodeling in the backyard. And then they moved to North Carolina to be closer to their daughter last year. And so I started out by renting the property and then purchased it, but I'm not on the deed. And Mr. Grinstead lost his wife, unfortunately, a week ago, 1 year, while we were there visiting. So, he had signed something for me to represent him. And so that's why I just was going to ask for continuance so I can be more prepared. But I did try to resolve everything.
In city, are you okay with this representation?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Do we have anything against this continuance that we're asking for? Is there any issues that the board needs to understand or know about before that's given?
How long?
90 days?
So
Could we present the case and then you could
Absolutely.
give as much time as you think
That would help.
Yeah,
needs to
absolutely.
be given?
Yeah, Mr. Hidalgo, do you mind having a seat right there in the front, and we'll call you right back up?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here. Mr. Cantrell?
Good afternoon, I'm Jason Cantrell, Building Inspector for the City of Clearwater, presenting case 106-19 for the property at 48 Midway Island. Here we have one violation of unpermitted work, citing Housing Section 110 for permitting, and out of the Community Development Code, Section 4-203A1, which speaks about permits being required, and Section 4.083 subsection 2 regarding unpermitted work. Notice of violation was sent January 16th, 2019, and again on March 22nd, 2019, with a compliance date. With all due respect, this is incorrect verbiage. That verbiage speaks to my unsafe cases. I did not change that. I believe I gave them a couple of weeks for a compliance date on that. Certified mail receipt was received April 5th, 2019, though. This property is on the southeast corner of the island off of Causeway Boulevard. It is a waterfront property. This is a Google overview image of the home. The area we are here for today, the stop work order, is some paver work was done around the pool deck, which you see on the left side of the picture there. Mr. Hidalgo was going to speak on this particular section. I don't know if he's still going to or not. However, all of that work needs to be permitted as far as I'm concerned, so I'm not speaking to that. This is off of Realtor.com, and it's showing some paver work that was done in the backyard. If I could back up real quick, please note inside that rectangle, red rectangle, you can see the steps. They're curved, elongated. Mr. Hidalgo was hired to rehab that portion, and when he did, he left the shape of everything still intact. And this is what it looks like now, and this is after he purchased the note through a private loan, which he'll speak to all of that. But this is the area of concern. All of this work is unpermitted. There are other issues that we have a planner here to speak on if you need to, but we're really just here for the stop work order.
Jason, when did you first give Mr. Hidalgo notice on this?
Well, I noticed Mr. Grinstead because that's who was listed on property appraiser. Lance had contacted, this is Lance, he had contacted me, I think actually, I spoke with him the first time out at the property, and that's when.
Like doing January?
Yeah, I believe it was,
Okay.
right around that time.
And then this respondent here, when did you notify him?
Mr. Grinstead, the listed property owner, in July, I
July,
sent notice to him. I didn't get a green card back on my first notice I sent. I attempted again in March, and I did get a certified mail receipt.
But they've known about this regardless
Since July of last year?
Yes.
Thank you.
No, since January.
January of this year and July of this year.
Right.
Right.
We haven't had.
Okay, so it's been going on for 6 months.
Yeah.
That's my point, yeah.
And really, that's it for that. Want to talk to Mr. Hidalgo again?
Board, do you have any questions for Mr. Cantrell? No.
Well, I have a question for the city. So what is it that they need to do? What's the engineering question that needs to be resolved?
I'm not sure what that is, but he needs to apply for a permit for the work that he did filling in on the sides of the pool,
Okay.
which we believe that he is not going to be approved for. So we would like him to remove all the new work. The picture from Realtor.com, the way that pool is, or the steps are, is fine, because that's the way the pool was. It was built in
And that was permitted
1999,
way back when.
and all he did was recover the steps. And yes, it did have a permit for the pool and the spa, and it did show the shape of those steps. We're worried about the infill and the work on top of the seawall.
How did this come to your knowledge?
It was an anonymous complaint.
Okay.
Any additional questions? Mr. Hidalgo, can you step up, please?
Thank you. So, if you just want me to start from the
Yeah,
beginning.
please.
So, in January, when Mr. Cantrell had shown up, I happened to be in the backyard supervising my workers, and the complaint came from a neighbor across the water who is famous in our area, to say the least. And make a long story short, Mr. Cantrell and I, he's been great, and him and I have communicated quite a few times during this process so that we could kind of come to some type of resolution or under a special set of circumstances. The first thing was I went ahead and I do have the engineering. I had it inspected. Because I was the homeowner and I considered what I was doing to actually be, number one, the importance was my seawall and our neighbor, if you look to the right, Jerry and Lori Stopper, they had to replace their seawall. It's about the same age as mine. And it had to do with all of the water due to the height of the elevation from where the spa was. There's 8 feet where it's 28-inch drop. So all the water was eroding. Anytime I was near the seawall pulling weeds or anything, several times I went down to my knee. So being a general contractor and a contractor for building pools, I went ahead and during the holidays, because I felt it needed to be rectified right away to try to save from having to replace the seawall sooner than later, I went ahead and proceeded to get the work done because I thought it was, in my mind, compared to the size of the jobs we do, a minor repair, and I wanted to immediately, as soon as possible, try to stop the seawall from getting any worse than it already did. So when I was in the backyard, typically, by the way, I wanted to, after I met Mr. Cantrell, and the neighbor said that there was an illegal contractor doing an illegal seawall, which was not the case. And like I said, because of the way it was engineered before, I took the time to actually do some research. And the ISR permeability, the issue was all the water, the way the code had stated back then and grandfathered in. I even went and did the microfiche to pull up the history of who built the pool originally, which was done in 1997 by Landmark Pools. And there's a lot of inconsistencies. Number one, they permitted for 2 steps, and as you can see from the old drawings and then the new ones, they actually did 4. So, the code states no more than 12 inches high, so many feet back. and somehow they got away and got it approved for doing 4 steps and 28-inch height of elevation. Another thing, they also permitted the spa being outside of the pool, which actually falls into the 20-foot triangle, which is in violation from the existing builder, and somehow that was approved. Mr. Grinstead, 11 months later, had a new survey done, and I have everything. And so, but it didn't show, which is odd, didn't show the steps, didn't show the spa at all. So I went ahead and pulled all the microfiche, and then because those steps they were also starting to fail, even from my remodel, because all I did was just recover everything because it was originally brick pavers. I felt that it was necessary at the time to go ahead and prevent it from failing any further and not having to replace the seawall sooner than later. So, the irrigation, I have all the water, does not run to my neighbor's yard, FEMA. I have it completely set up with the 4 planters. So the outside trees and all those eurekas on both sides, me and both of us, my neighbors as well, that area has been covered since, 15, 20 years ago. And so was approved, I guess, for the 20-foot triangle side of visibility. But now I have the water going into the planters and actually going over the seawall instead of dumping in front of the seawall, which has been causing the voids down in front of it. And I do this is a very common issue. And Island Estates as well, I pulled Google Earth, and there's in an hour I found 150 to 200 homes. And I have I've also showed that to everyone when we were in a meeting, and then I showed them the inconsistencies from the original builder, and then what was approved and what was permitted and the dates and everything. And then I have copies of the engineering from when the pool went in 97, where 2 of the tiebacks had failed, and that was permitted and done back. I have to look at the date, but I have here, but it was done back in 97 when the pool was done.
Gotcha. Yeah, can I go ahead, you.
Sir, all these past problems and all that, it doesn't address the problem that we're facing today, and that is that you've done work without a permit, okay? And it really doesn't speak well for you, given the fact that you are a licensed contractor. I suspect you work in Pinellas as well as maybe Pasco and other. So you know that a permit is required. It isn't like somebody that moved down from Chicago and didn't know any better. We've had that happen too. So what is your intent that you need to do? What is it you want to do that you need more time to solve this problem? Because you need to get a permit, and anything that happened in the past is not going to help you get a permit no matter what anybody else does. So what is your plan?
So my plan was to have all my information accurately to kind of figure out the past to the present. And then I had the engineering that I thought was suitable in what they would need so that I could pull a permit. So when we met this past week, I actually applied to do the permit and pay whatever fine necessary or they deem necessary.
Do you think you're going to get a variance from the city on what you've done? Is that your intent?
My intent was to, first of all, find out, there's a rule, I believe, called something about what is it called? Circumstantial, like some circumstances, depending on what's happening or what's happening to the seawall, they will approve. It's been done in the past if there's issues with the seawall. Now, I was hoping to be able to, with my engineering, apply for the permit and pay the fines and get a permit. But then when I met with them, that was, I don't remember, was it Tuesday?
Okay, so, sir, I don't mean to cut you off.
I'm sorry.
Just to get to the point, and I don't mean to be rude. Okay?
No, sir.
You need to face reality. This isn't what you're thinking about. I don't think it's going to happen. And I think the more time you have, the longer it's going to be for it not to happen. I would think 60 days, and we could, in 60 days, you come to realization and move in that direction. I think it'll be a lot easier for you, and you'll get more cooperation out of the city. That's my opinion.
And I own Sherman Island Estates, so I'm very familiar. We build pools there every day, and I know all about the 25 feet and how things are now.
I'm
Just
glad.
back then.
I'm good. Okay, so you know what to do, actually.
Yes.
Now the thing is, you have to do it. It's just like me. I have to paint a spot in my ceiling, and I only want to do part of it. But you know what? When all gets down to it,
Gotta do it all.
you got to do it all. So you might as well just, bite the bullet.
Well, and that's why I was asking for the continuance, because I was hoping that with the engineering and everything I had, that I could apply for a permit and then find some resolution that both
That
sides.
gentleman doesn't say a lot, but when he does, he's very clear. So,
We have seen the engineering for the retaining wall he has put on top of the seawall. We've asked him to revise it to match the actual work that he did. Most of the work that you see is going to have to be taken out because there are setbacks that are, he's built the structure in a setback, he's raised his pool deck, there's a 20-foot visibility triangle where nothing can be. We have talked about the plans from 1999, where there was one plan with the two-step, and then another plan with the four-step. We're not worried about whether it's 2 or 4. We're not worried about the placement of the spa. We're worried about all the new work at the corners of his property out towards the seawall. That picture from Realtor.com, if he puts it back the way that was, that would be fine with the curved step, and anything in a setback or the visibility triangle that was there can stay because it was permitted before 1999.
so you've heard what the city has said, and I would advise you to move along in that direction quickly. I'd like to make a motion for 60,
And
unless somebody, of course, somebody else has
60
something
days
to
does give
say.
you time to continue this process and make sure you keep those doors of communication open.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you're going to, and all they're asking for you is to have the permit. That gives you, after the 60, once you have the permit, you have this additional time to do all the correction. That's another story, correct? Yes, okay. I'm asking this. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
What are we, 60 days, so it'd be July, August. I move to enter an order requiring the respondent to correct the violation on or before September 1st, 2019. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the board may order a fine of what are you seeking, 150?
He never has gave his recommendations yet.
You want to give your, I'm sorry, he has to make his recommendations.
Do we have the first motion?
Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry.
We're good with 150 days.
150, okay.
$150
We
now.
need the first motion.
We're 60 days. We've given him 60 days
60
to
days,
get his permit.
$150.
Let him make,
Okay.
let Mr. Gaines make it first, and then you make the second.
Okay.
Sure, I move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit of this case.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Okay. I move to enter an order requiring the respondent to correct the violations on or before September 1st, 2019. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the board may order a fine of $150 per day per violation for each day each violation continues to exist. If fines and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
So just to clarify for Mr. Hidalgo, we did not grant a continuance. He was found in violation, and he has 60 days to bring it into compliance.
Right.
Correct.
And the compliance is the permit.
Right.
Correct, and the
Right.
permit has to be completed. I mean, there are dates.
And then the permit will set new dates for him to have work completed by, I would assume, right?
Now, Jason, what was your presentation? Was it to complete the work? Or
Well,
was-
that's- yeah, it is. In the presentation, if you go to the last picture, our compliance date, obtain and complete a permit for the work that was done or remove all unpermitted work. So I guess that does speak to, it has to be completed in 60 days.
No.
Plus you have your original fine is $200. We didn't see that.
Do you
That's what
understand,
we were
Mr.
going to
Hidalgo?
ask for, but if you wanted to keep it at the 150, we're fine with that.
make sense to you?
It does, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Cantrell.
But we didn't give them what they're asking for.
No, we haven't.
You need to go back to that short little sign, the one before that.
Yeah.
Next one.
Okay. So what we need to do is amend our
Yes.
our motion to include that, or remove all unpermitted work. We haven't included that in our motion, and that's what the city is seeking.
And more importantly,
But
the
then-
permit is complete.
Well, compliance is either way, right?
Okay, so now that remove all unpermitted work, though, it does not have to be done in 60 days.
That's
Well,
what we're
either,
asking
he
for.
just has to come in compliance.
Please?
He has to come in compliance, no matter how he chooses to come in compliance. So it's either way. The way your order reads. You come in compliance, however,
Well, if it says compliance, and then that's it? Yeah.
right, so it can be either way.
Okay,
You either
so
get
we
a
don't have to do
permit,
anything.
right,
So we're good.
yeah.
You're good? Okay, thank you.
I just want to make sure that, I know this is kind of confusing with all the back and forth. So one of the things was, when I turned in the engineering, like, I have no problem permitting and being in compliance with, as long as I'm clear. The engineering I gave him for the wall, some of it, they didn't seem to be exactly the way that it was done, because it was, some of the stuff that Gardner Collins gave me, the engineering firm, was generic. So I found that out on Tuesday that, Rude?
Yes.
Sorry, I apologize. It said that, that I needed to get the proper engineering for the way that the seawall was actually, the retaining wall was actually constructed.
Actually done and constructed, right.
Yes, and so the confusion that I had, and that's why it wasn't resolved this week, was I wanted to get, I had all the engineering, and I thought I had enough, that's the word I'm looking for, enough engineering, enough of the fact that it was inspected by Gardner Collins and all them, so that I could apply for the permit and pay whatever the permit was or the fees, and find out exactly what they were going to request. So the only reason why I was asking for a continuance is because I was hoping for us to be able to resolve and come to some type of agreement that both parties find it acceptable. And so my only confusion was, the special set of circumstances of protecting the seawall. I didn't know, that's why I felt like I needed continuance to seek counsel, because I can get the engineering that they were requesting, but they've already agreed that the 20-foot triangle has been, they're not asking for that to be in compliance, because it's been out of compliance. So really, it's just the fact that I
Well, you
filled
need to
in
make your
two little.
drawings sync with the actual work. They have to be the same. The drawings need to reflect the actual work.
Correct.
Okay, and then when
On the
that
site plan.
happens,
Yes, sir.
the city's going to review it, but there's an indication that that work was not acceptable, so I don't know.
Yeah. They're going to be, city staff is going to be best to answer those questions and make sure you understand versus us trying to give you that direction. They know their codes and their rules. So if you don't mind, we'll move on and then make
All
sure
we
you
can
have.
do is give you extra
Yeah, make
time.
sure you have their information,
Yeah,
and,
we've all become very,
okay.
so quite a bit.
Okay.
My biggest confusion has just been that we were at 28 inches height of elevation, and now I've got to the seawall, I'm 14 instead of the 28. And I just filled in basically like 150 to 200 square feet. So I'm going to get the engineering and then give them the ISR number, and then see if that is going to be suitable, because the original steps that got
Mr. Aldo, you're repeating yourself over and over.
Yeah, no, you're good. They'll give you direction, they'll take care of you.
Okay.
It's out of this
That's
board's
up to
hands.
them. We can only
Yeah.
give you what we did, time.
Okay.
That's
You're
it.
good. And I wish you the best with that. Make sure you communicate with them.
I will.
Perfect. Thank you.
your
Thank you for
time.
coming out.
Thank you.
Moving on, agenda item 4.22, case 10819, fine respondents Bruno 1 Inc. at 2083 Envoy Court in violation of code for unsafe building, and issue an order with the compliance deadline and fine if compliance is not met. Is there anyone here to speak to this case?
declaration,
Have a
Jason?
motion?
It is not.
Okay.
First,
I move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case.
Second.
second, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. Control.
Since it was already found in violation, I'll go ahead and go right to the photos so you can see. The Envoy Court is in Imperial Gardens, just north of Nursery and west of Belcher.
Yeah, there's Monty's Pizza.
This is the front of the home. The concern here is that there's been some subsidence underneath the slab of the structure. And if you look to the right, which is the west side, it's under that corner that the home is kind of sunk a little bit, appears to have. This is at the front door, showing cracks in the foundation, again on the wall in the front of the home. This is on that west side. You could see they had filled in some cracks and painted over it, tried to hide it. Again, on that west side. And again, a closer shot of that front corner.
May I ask a couple questions?
Oh, yeah.
And Inspector, just for the record, is this the first time that there has been any adjudication as to this property owner's guilt for this violation?
No, he did receive a notice to appear and was adjudicated guilty and paid that fine, which is why we've decided to try this route, see if we could obtain compliance.
And we'll be clear, you and I went to county court several months ago over the same issue,
Correct.
and the judge found the violator guilty?
Correct.
And entered a judgment of guilt. And
Correct.
So this is the second time around?
Yes.
Okay.
And they're well aware. They've been in contact with my previous predecessor.
And that's why they're not here today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is this, property owner group, or they own properties, or what? Bruno one.
I don't know if they have other properties or not, to be honest.
And is this house occupied?
Yes, it is.
Was it the very end of the building? It looked like it was just going down?
Correct.
Okay.
Sinkhole.
Yeah, there we go.
That's probably the best picture, but it is really tough to tell with the picture. But it is
Yeah,
thinking,
I can see
tilting,
it.
however you want to.
Yeah.
So are we declaring this an unsafe building?
Correct. And they can provide engineering from structural engineers saying that it's safe and habitable if they choose to go that route. But at this point, we cannot tell, so
And
we need that.
And Inspector, during our trial in front of the judge, didn't we have that same issue with the pictures? If you remember, you called your testimony.
Yes.
And I think I asked you, did you stand in front of the building and did it look like it sunk? Do you remember that testimony?
Yes.
And do you remember whether or not the judge found your testimony in that trial to be credible?
Yes, he did.
And he did.
He did.
And he did.
And nothing's been done since that
No, sir.
trial? Okay.
We need a first motion.
Excuse me, I have a question on that, sirs, ma'am. On this building.
Wait, I'm sorry.
No, no.
Wait, sir?
Sir, you're out of order. You're out of order, sir.
Sir, you have
Sir.
to step up here.
We just need you to come up.
I mean, I'm just asking how old.
You still have to come up here.
Jack the slab a bit, put a jack in.
Sir.
Sir,
If you want to speak and be heard, please come up, give your name and your address, and we can address your question.
We still can't answer your question unless you come up here.
We did a first. Can you give us your recommendation? We did it first.
Yeah, we did it first.
For compliance to be met for the unsafe structure, repair or replace any areas where deterioration or damage exists to meet current Florida building codes. Complete demolition of the structure is also an option for compliance. All work must be properly permitted. Alternatively, have a structural engineer evaluate the property and provide a report showing the property is safe for habitation. If compliance is not met, actually, the city's requesting compliance on or before July 26, 2019. And if compliance is not met, we're requesting a fine of $150 per day that the violation continues to exist. Additionally, we are asking the board to authorize the violations by any means necessary. Authorize the city of Clearwater to enter onto the property to correct the violations by any means necessary and any reasonable cost to be applied as liens against the property. After 3 months from the recordation date of such lien, If the fines and fees remain unpaid, the city attorney's office is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien using any legal or equitable remedies available under the law.
Thank you.
Violation exists,
The
motion.
problem, our verbiage doesn't coincide with his.
Unsafe.
And the entry, we don't have that in our verbiage here.
You can add the language to your motion.
Under unsafe.
It wouldn't come under unsafe building?
That's where it
Mr.
is.
Salsa?
That's what I'm reading it.
Yeah. We had that.
Yeah, but it doesn't say entry. We don't have.
No, it doesn't say.
Our verbiage here, I don't think.
You can add it.
Oh, no, it does.
It
does.
does.
You can
It
enter
does.
the
Okay,
property.
there we go.
It does,
Okay.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll make a
Second
motion.
Go ahead, Chief.
I move to find the respondent in violation of the code as referred to in the affidavit in this case.
That's the first motion. We've already done that.
Did the first one.
I move to enter an order requiring the respondent to correct the violations on or before July 26th. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the city may take all reasonable actions, including entering the property, to bring the property into compliance and charge the respondent with all costs, which will become a lien on the property. The board may order a fine of $150 per day for each day the violation continues to exist. If costs, fines, and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion
Good
passes.
job, Chief.
Thank you, Mr. Cantrell.
I knew we had that.
Agenda item 5, unfinished business. May I have a motion to accept the affidavits of compliance?
I just want to say one thing before we do that.
Yes, sir.
859 Bruce Avenue, this was a property that previous Inspector Diane, brought in. So they asked for us to approve the thing where all the fines were waived and all that, if they brought it into compliance. These people have done a wonderful job on that house. It was like a jungle there and all that. They cleaned this place up. I just want to say, that aspect of the program of working with people, taking a chance and all that stuff, it does pay off, and it did it on this property. It's a stellar house.
I'm sorry, which number were you talking
He was
about?
talking about.
859 Bruce, the people did a great job, but the program really works. So, okay, done.
So may I have a motion to accept the
I
affidavit?
move to accept the affidavits of compliance as listed.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Is there anyone here to speak to any of the affidavits of compliance that are listed?
Non-compliance.
Non-compliance, I'm sorry, that are listed? Please step forward and state your name and address and which affidavit you're speaking to.
Scott Pittman, 3100 Costa Bay. Number.
Case number.
3100 Gulf Bay is agenda
Would
item
that be
5.
132-17? City case number?
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Could you please tell us about the violation?
Wait, sir, were you sworn in?
No, I was not.
Did you?
If you'll raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth throughout your entire testimony?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Can you please tell us about the violation?
Well, as far as I know, everything has been taken care of.
Easy enough.
At my last check, when I did the affidavit of non-compliance, it was not into compliance, but Mr. Bidman says he's completed the work. I have not been by there yet to see it.
And the building's still abandoned?
Yes, there isn't a use for it at the moment.
Okay.
This is the one by Big Mullen Booth? Yes.
Sir, did you bring any pictures with you to show you've been doing any work?
No, I did not. Actually, I've been trying to get a hold of Mr. Cantel for the last week and numerous times and before. But it's clean, it's good. And matter of fact, some of the stuff that was out of compliance, the city dumped the concrete right there in the parking lot, right there in the parking lot. It was work they did on the road. It's clean, it's painted.
Could I get you to stand closer to the microphone?
Clean, it's painted. We had a problem with a couple of different storms we come through, took some of the metal off. It's been repaired, been put back up. It's looking beautiful, and now.
I'm sorry, sir. What date did you come into compliance? What day?
Well, I'm not really exactly sure what the problem was, but it's been in compliance for quite a while. But then we had problem with people dumping stuff, and I cleaned it up. We had people with metal come down, and I put it back up. You know, and then they said something about the weeds or the grass. The grass was cut down, and it was in the fence line. But now it's spotless clean.
And Inspector, could you just inform the board what the violation was that?
I believe there's 2, exterior surfaces and abandoned building.
Right, yeah, that's what's on our agenda.
And I don't have the file, but perhaps we have a compliance date in the order? I don't mean to put you on the spot, Madam Clerk.
Yep.
And what exactly did you do to solve an abandoned building issue? What has been solved to?
The building's clean, outside's fixed. I mean, all I want to do is, you know, and I finally, on this paperwork that I've had here, the problem has been, I've had a property for sale. Everyone that goes down to the city of Clearwater, they tell me that it's not with compliance or doesn't have any use. They've booed up how many people that have want to rent it, lease it, or buy it. I would like nothing but, you know, it's clean, it's looking good. I want to open it.
Is there power, water, anything,
Yes.
any utilities at the building?
Yes.
There is?
Are they turned on?
What's that?
Are they
Yes.
turned on?
Oh, yes.
Steph, do you want to give us direction on this as to how we would proceed? I mean, it's not to say you're not honest. We would love to sit here and say we can take your word and everything looks great, but without pictures or without, you know, staff there to say this has been declared.
Postpone it till next month.
So maybe just issue a continuance and give Mr. give you time to see the property?
Continue it to next month?
Will that help?
I'm fine. I'd love to be able to walk in, get an occupational license today and open it up tomorrow.
Yeah, but we need proof that you've done that, and we're willing to give you more time, a continuance, so you can bring some pictures back in, because they're worth 1,000 words.
Sir, when was the last time you remember doing work on the property?
It's been an ongoing thing because I keep having problems with some of the metal came down, I fixed it. Then someone dumped stuff in the yard, I cleaned it up. Then I had that, and I painted it. I painted it a long time ago.
How long ago was that, when the metal
Painted
came
it 2
down?
years ago.
And concrete got
I
dumped?
painted it 2 years ago.
But when did the concrete get dumped? How long ago was that?
It's happened numerous times.
Well, when was the last time? Take a guess.
6 months?
I
mean,
So it's not recently.
No, but it's,
Yeah.
I mean, I've cleaned it up and then more appears. And now more appeared when they're putting the new light poles out front.
But see, you have to understand, that's why Mr. Cantrell said it's not in compliance.
Right.
Because it's an ongoing
Well,
problem.
because when they're doing the construction, with the new light poles, they busted it up and moved it over here. I cleaned it up, and they busted it up and moved it again. And it was a mess out there again, and I cleaned it up again. It's just an ongoing thing. Every time I clean it,
Did you call the city about that?
Right.
I've had no luck.
I mean, utilities, you know?
No, to be honest with you, I haven't. I've just been
Yeah.
over and over and over, just clean it and clean it and clean it.
They're doing it
I mean, it's not my mess, but I,
One sec. Yes, sir.
I don't mean to jump back and forth, but Inspector Cantrell, when was the last time you saw this property?
I drove by it about 3 weeks ago when it was brought to my attention that a affidavit of compliance or non-compliance was never done.
Okay. Now, and when you drove by 3 weeks ago, it was not in compliance?
Not at that time.
Okay. And the board, for your consideration, the compliance date was November 26, 2017.
Right.
So that's why I was a little confused. Now, I think the gentleman testified that he was still doing work on it 6 months ago. So even if he was in compliance 6 months ago, that was January of 2019, which means that he had been out of compliance for at least 18 months. So I think if you were to weigh it, and this would just be an argument, but if you were to weigh the evidence, you would find that Inspector Cantrell's testimony would certainly be more credible than the gentleman's testimony, and find that he is out of compliance as of the date that Inspector Cantrell found him to be out of compliance. And therefore, you would issue an order creating a fine.
Excuse me, what was the date that it was found in compliance? Never.
We have not.
We
found
haven't,
any.
we haven't
We don't
declared
know
it in
that.
compliance.
We've never seen
It's
that.
never been in compliance.
Then we don't know.
So,
anything.
here's the thing. since 2017, at the end, as I remember your appearance there, you live in Lakeland or something, you said you have a motorcycle business? We're in a conversation, why, I don't know, but I do. The city hasn't followed up on this? Is that what we're saying?
I could answer to that. Mr. Delk has been talking to, or was talking to the person that is holding the mortgage for Mr. Bittman. According to that gentleman, he was trying to foreclose on the property and obtain it back. Mr. Delk asked me to hold off for a certain date. At that time, or some months after that, is when I transferred to my new position, and here's where we are.
Yeah, we are, okay.
No, we're-
So I would say this, why don't we just continue this to next month?
Yes.
In the meantime, he states that he's in compliance, let it be verified by the inspector, and because it's only his word that we can take that it wasn't in compliance, and if not, then you're not in compliance, or you are, one or the other will.
Unless you like a few minutes and I can get pictures sent to my phone.
Yeah, except that I think that he's.
We
going
want-
to need to
That's
prove
fine,
that
let him
he
go
is
by it, he'll see it.
compliant.
We need I think the city inspector needs to inspect it, and then we go what he says, nobody else. You can take all the pictures you want, it doesn't mean anything, so.
I mean, I can have pictures sent to my phone and show it to you, but
Make it a motion.
he'll go by and see.
It still has to go to him, sir.
Hold on one second.
The inspector will provide you documentation as to whether or not it is compliant, in compliance or not in compliance, and if it is not in compliance, the dates that he looked at it, that it was not in compliance. That's the key here. It's not just today, it's what the date is that we're looking at. So he's going to provide that documentation to you in 30 days.
Right, and that's all I'm saying, because all this other stuff doesn't, what happened.
Yeah, we'll just have it for you, so you can make your decision. The board just needs additional evidence.
Right, so let's continue it so we get that evidence, one way or the other. It's either it is or it ain't.
That's fine.
Make the motion.
I suggest we continue this case till next month's meeting
Yeah.
date, which is July
You want to make a motion, or I make a motion?
July 24th.
Is that a motion you're making, or?
Yes.
I'll second that motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Okay.
Make sense to
So
you?
you understand,
Yeah.
he's going to go and check?
Yeah, you're gonna go by, he'll look at it and be fine. If it's not in fine, I'm in trouble.
Is there anyone else here to speak to affidavits of noncompliance? Yes, sir. Please come forward, state your name, address, and which affidavit we're discussing.
Is he sworn in?
Tim Savio, 1004 Lotus Path, Clearwater.
Tim, have you been sworn in?
Yes, I was.
Thank you.
I need to know what case we're on here.
1574 Tioga Avenue.
I haven't found that yet.
Maria, I'm sorry.
What's the address?
1574 Tioga Avenue. First, I got a notice to be here June 24th, which was 2 days.
We don't have you on our docket here.
Well, I
At
was-
that address, anyway.
I was ordered to appear here today, but they had the date
By whom?
wrong on the 20th.
What's the name on the return?
Notice of hearing, Municipal Code, City of Clearwater,
I guess that's us.
Nilda Espinoza, Housing Inspector. First, they had the date wrong on the 24th, so I was here 2 days ago. It does say Wednesday, but it says 24th. So I came on both days. Now I'm here and there's,
And it's not on the agenda?
No,
We don't have
we
it.
can't find it. If that's the name we follow.
Can you let staff see that, let them peek at that
No,
real?
I know, I remember that. Yeah. I know we talked about the continuance of this because of the date issue.
They got a
Well, we're not on the agenda, so I don't know how we could talk about it.
No.
Espinosa's gone.
it's a rental property and they put up a shed and a carport and they've both been removed.
Can we postpone this till next month's agenda?
I live out of the country. I flew in for this.
But sir, we have to have the inspector who did it here, and it's not on the docket, so we have no inspector for it.
No,
But I got an official notice that,
Yeah, I know.
right, you may have gotten a notice,
on my part,
right, you may have got a notice of hearing, but if the structure was removed from the property, then compliance is met.
But somebody had to tell him that. He was ordered to be here.
I'll have to check on that.
and the date was wrong too. I mean,
Yeah.
help me out. You know, I did come in from out of town.
Give us a minute, we're trying to look up the most recent correspondence.
We're as confused as you are.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I
Yeah.
didn't miss something, get fined.
Of course.
No, that's not
He
like
asked me to
you.
do something, I took care of it.
No, there'd be no fine unless the board hears it.
It might work out where we can hear it. That's what we'll have to find out.
I'd rather hear it because it's been taken
Oh,
care
I
of. I'd like to
understand
get
that, but we have
rid
to
of
go
it
by,
being pending.
we have to go by what the
Sure.
court says, or the clerk says.
My apologies, I'm trying to access documents from another building, and it's not fast.
Is there a way to call this inspector or ask her if she might know about, I mean, I'm sure she works with all these people, somebody can probably ask her right away, and we could just let this go.
Yeah, once we're done here.
I didn't think of that.
Oh, yeah.
Thought it was cool, huh? Body language, okay.
The two issues that have been taken care of. They were
Would you
removed.
like to move on? I can
Yeah,
hallway.
yeah, if you don't mind, and thank you, and he'll take care of you. Thank you, sir.
Sorry for any inconvenience.
Is there anyone here to speak to any other affidavits of noncompliance on this list? Sir? Affidavit of noncompliance on this?
No, I'm here for a violation.
Okay, perfect. Other board action, agenda item 6.1.
We need to have a motion for.
Okay.
Yeah, motion
I
for-
move to accept the affidavit of noncompliance and issue an order that states that fines and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed. The city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
For all of those items.
For all those items.
Second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion passes. Agenda item 6.1, cases 7418 and 7518, continued from May 22nd as a lien reduction request, modified to approve the stipulation and agreement for petitioner or petitioners George P. Bjalsik, Living Trust at 212 and 216 North Saturn Avenue. Are they here? Thank you, sir. Please come forward. Have you been sworn in?
I am.
Thank you for sitting through all that patiently, still smiling.
No problem.
Okay, please state your name and address for the record, please.
George Berklich, BRKLJACIC, home address 352 Cocoa Plum Court, Oldsmar, Florida 34677.
George, can you tell us about the violation?
Sure, I'll be happy to present it.
Thank you.
I reached a stipulation agreement with, I'm sorry, Mr. Bujaka.
Berklich.
I have a full
You just call it George. That's all right.
Not the first time.
Right, yeah. Happens every now and then to me.
So my understanding is, these are two liens on two properties that are actually duplexes.
Correct.
And the violation was caused by a tree or something that was in the middle of them. Now, the two liens were in the same amount, which was about $25,000. And the property owner has corrected the violation on that property. He's agreed to pay $5,500. And he had two other properties in the city that had some violations that don't have cases yet, but he has agreed to correct those violations with the stipulation agreement without the city having to file an notice of violation and bringing the case before this board. So by August 1st. So those are the basic terms, and I don't know if you have anything you'd like to add to that. So.
It should all be corrected by Friday, those other two properties, so, weather permitting.
That's
Right.
more than fair to the
Florida.
city.
Okay, so the board, we just need to approve the stipulation and agreement.
I so move.
So moved, all in favor?
Did we second?
Oh, sorry, I thought you did. Second?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Nay, motion passes. Agenda item 7, nuisance abatement lien filings.
Thank you, sir.
7.2, case 128-19, accept the nuisance abatement lien for respondent Platzer Maria T. Living Trust at 620 Edenville Ave for inoperable vehicle and issue an order with the compliance deadline and authorize the city to mitigate the violation if compliance is not met. Is anyone here for that case? Yes, sir.
I am.
Thank you. Please state your name and
I'm
address.
Charles Voigt. My mother is very sick. She's 80.
Sir, have you been sworn in first? Have you been sworn in?
Yes, sir.
And your last name is B-O-I? how?
G-H-T.
B-O-
B-O-I-G-H-T.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Charles, do you understand what the non-compliance is?
I understand what the violations were. Has nobody's been on our street for 10 years. And I talked to Mr. Casman about this, and he came over one day after I've been in business in the city of Clearwater. I have licenses after licenses for 6 years. I came from the oil field and came home when my mother was sick.
Sorry about
And
that.
then I worked 29 years in the oil field, and I came home and I started my own business so that I could be near, okay? And then the issue that for 10 years, nobody's been down our street. Okay, well, I've been in business 6 years, and I haven't seen anybody from the city except for when we build something or somebody, they come by and they check it, like I put a roof on my house not too long ago. I don't have any complaints from the city or anything else, and I put the roof on, they came over and inspected it, and then Mr. Casman comes by and all of a sudden knocks on my door and says, hey, you got business trucks? Well, yes, sir, I do. I have business cards. People don't want to have you work for them if you don't have something that looks at least like this. Sir, I want to present this to you.
We have a
You can put it on the
machine there,
Right
sir.
there, then everybody gets to see it.
Just,
Sir, no,
just
you
put
have
it
to
on this,
listen.
set it on that screen, and everyone will see it.
So
Thank you.
nobody wants to really do business with you if you don't have anything on your truck. So after all the whole time of I started with a car and a saw and a lawnmower, correct? And so then I worked 12, 14 hours a day. Okay, so I haven't seen nobody for 10 years. I lived in this house, but for 6 years I decided to start my own business because I had a little money left over from the
Gotcha.
oil field. Okay? Can you see this fine enough?
Yeah, no, those are fine. Thank you.
Okay, and so I didn't have none of this. I didn't have the white truck, or I didn't have the big white truck. And all I had was the black car, and I started with a saw and all that, and I did go work for people, and the more I cut somebody's lawn, and somebody else asked me to do something else, and so on and so forth. And then I went and got my licenses, and I have all my licenses.
Gotcha. Okay, Mr.
I
Boyd,
also live on a commercial property, supposedly. Now, this is what you really need to look at. I have 2 fire hydrants in front of my house. My house also has all the lighting and everything else. It used to be called the Building Rain Tree Assistant Living Facility. Okay, it was okay. Well, I don't know anything about that. I didn't ask anything about that because I'm busy working 12, 14 hours a day trying to build my business from scratch.
Right.
Okay, as I didn't have this truck till last year, the bigger truck in this picture right here. I just got that, and then I put a wrap on it. That cost me $2,000. So then my mother was getting more sick, and I'm trying to take care of the house. Then I fell and I got injured. I was really put out of commission 2 months ago. I fell and slipped and actually split my whole head open, and on the back side of it I hit a cinder block and busted my skull because it was raining at 9:30 at night. I was still loading the house up with shingles.
Wow.
Okay, and so here's the whole thing. So I got all these violations. So he comes up to me and I tell him, I really don't have time for this. But he says, well, nobody's been on your road for 10 years. Okay, well, that's not my fault. We got 8 or 9, 10 different business people that live on our road. They've all been shuffling and buying fences.
I get it. Mr. White, I don't mean to be rude to interrupt you, and I understand and you've explained it well. If you don't mind just having a seat in that front row for a minute, let's let staff present
I'm going to let him explain it to you.
Yeah,
but,
let staff explain.
He comes by and tells us that, oh, well, nobody's
Sir,
been on your
allow
road.
him to come up now.
You're good.
Yes, sir.
You're not helping yourself.
We want to help both sides get a resolution. Yep. You're
I know
okay.
this
Mr.
house,
White,
I know
thank you
this
so
house.
much.
I know this.
All right. Daniel Casman, City of Clearwater Code Enforcement Inspector, for 620 Edenville Avenue. This is case number 128-19. This particular case is only for an inoperative vehicle. Code section 3-1503.6 for outdoor storage inoperative vehicle, just one violation at this time. The notice of violation was sent out on May 10th, 2019, and then the compliance date was May 31st, 2019, and the certified mail receipt was received on May 20th of 2019. I went to this location on the 3rd. I wasn't called in, but the biggest concern I saw was the large commercial vehicle. My aim was not the inoperative vehicle is this white Ford here. The initial concern was just the commercial vehicle. It's oversized, it's not allowed in a residential district, but again, that's not exactly what I'm speaking to today. I spoke with Charlie for a length of time. He was explaining to me that his area is zoned commercial because of a few reasons he gave me, and when I showed him a layout of the area, that showed him that it was zoned residential. But he still had some other things to say to that. When we were talking, I noticed that he did not have a license plate on his vehicle. I just said to him, you might need to get a license plate on your vehicle. You must display a current tag and registration. And he told me, well, I don't have the license plate on because the car needs repairs, so that's why there's no license plate on it. But I went back, I wrote up a few violations. I sent them all. Inoperative vehicle was just one of them. The others were grass parking, commercial vehicle, and home occupation. It does have a signed BTR. It was, I have a copy of it, but that's not pertinent so much to this case. But that is another one of the violations, but that won't be for a future code board meeting to address that. So May 3rd, didn't have a license plate on the vehicle. I went back in June 2nd to take a look again. Vehicle again does not have a license plate on it. And then again on the 21st, went by and still no license plate on the vehicle. That's the proof of that.
Mr. Kathman, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Are you addressing the issue too of the stored vehicle out on the left side of his house?
That has already been taken care of. That was another violation, the grass parking. Charlie did take care of that.
No, not grass parking. No.
The one under the tarp?
The one underneath the tarp.
That's the same one. It's parked properly now in the driveway.
It's not underneath the tarp, because it's been there forever.
Yeah.
I know personally it's been there forever.
There was only a few things we could talk about that day, and before I had to go, I was there for about an hour and a half speaking with Charlie about everything.
I understand.
Any other questions?
So the issue is the Ford Explorer not having plates, and that classifies it as a abandoned vehicle, I guess?
Inoperative vehicle.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Voigt, step back up.
Let's see if you can keep them there.
But it's not an inoperative vehicle. I took the plate off because like I said to you, I got hurt 2 months ago and
Gotcha.
I was injured, so I couldn't send it to the shop to have it fixed. I needed to put some brakes and a few other things on it and then put it back in circulation. But it's not it runs fine. It's got a 5.0.
But by code, if you don't have plates on it, it's classified as inoperative because you can't operate it because it doesn't have a plate.
I know, so it's in the driveway now, and I can cover it, but it's still one of my work trucks. And I say, I didn't have nothing. I
But it
earned
can't be your
everything,
work
and
truck
I've
if you
done a
can't
good
use
job for this.
Tell me
it's
how's a
inoperable.
work truck if you don't have a plate on it? You can't use it.
I'm using the big one that's right outside. You can go
No,
outside.
we're talking about the Ford. We're only talking about the Ford.
Just the Ford. Can you get that operable?
Yes, I can.
We get
Put a
that
plate
plate
on it.
updated and
I just need a little more time. I just
Easy
got
fix,
back
okay.
to work good again.
What's a little more time?
Month and a half at the most, and then everything will be up to snuff. All right, everything.
Does any board, do you have any additional questions?
I
We
would,
can
but
get
it
us-
wouldn't do any good.
We can get city staff
I know,
recommendation.
I know this house personally. I know you and I've
How
talked,
you?
you know, about your
I know.
other problems. It's not,
Yes,
it's residential.
You know, I know.
Mr. Thank you, Mr. Voigt. Can you give us a
I've always been a good
recommendation? and we
worker
can-
for the city, no matter what I do.
My recommendation was requesting compliance on or before 5 days from the date the board renders its order, and we're asking the board to authorize the following: for the Code Compliance Division to take all reasonable actions, including entry on the property, to abate and maintain the nuisance and charge the violator with reasonable cost, which will become a lien on the property. After 3 months from the recordation date of such lien, if the fines and fees remain unpaid, the city's attorney's office is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien using any legal or equitable remedies available under the law.
Okay, so I have one question,
Yeah.
okay? This all came about in May.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are in June, so 60 days. I've never seen the city move on anything so quickly in 60 days. What is the driving force here? I mean, I've never seen something brought up so quickly to get to,
I can answer that, Mr. Prost. The
Okay.
house next door to him belongs to a friend of mine.
Yes, sir.
Who's moved back to England, is up for sale.
Okay.
Well, this is a nuisance abatement. They move quicker than other cases.
Okay, so,
Nuisance abatement cases are going to be before you because the whole idea is there's a nuisance and they're asking permission to abate it. It's something that is already existing and it's readily visible, so those cases are usually quicker.
you know, this is where I always go wrong. That reminds me of that freezer sitting in the front yard in the case that we saw before. That's a nuisance too. Why don't you all declare that a nuisance and so you can move on it too?
And they may in fact do that, but that is.
That's okay.
That is what we're talking about.
I appreciate the explanation, really. Now this all makes sense. Works for me.
Any additional questions? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Compliance can be met by obtaining and displaying a current tag, or just by removing the vehicle from the premises.
Okay.
Easy enough. Thank you.
We don't have anything for nuisance abatement, do we? Okay.
No, he's not.
Is there any additional questions, or does anyone want to make a motion? and
I'll make a
we'll Move forward with this?
I move to enter an order finding the respondent in violation of the code and requiring the respondent to correct the violations within 5 days of the board's written order. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the city may take all reasonable actions to abate and maintain the nuisance, including entering the property and charge the respondent with those costs, which will become a lien on the property. If costs, fines, and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien. Have a second.
Oh, thank you. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay?
Nay.
Nay.
Motion passes 3-2. Do you understand the order? Do you have 5 days to either get a legal tag on the truck or get the...
He always used to have one on, and I just took it off,
That-
so I was gonna send it to the shop.
Yep, no problem. Easy fix then, isn't
When
it?
I felt I didn't have the opportunity, because I was in the trauma center.
We can't hear you.
down in St. Pete, I just didn't have.
I got, no problem. So, I'm glad you're feeling better and glad you're okay. So if we could get,
Yes, I'm out there working every day.
I get it. If you can get that tag on and make sure it's updated and legal, that's an easy fix for you and you move on. If not, you have 5 days to get the vehicle off the property and it's.
Explorer, right?
Correct, just the Explorer. We're talking to you about the Explorer today. That's it.
I mean, everything else is.
Nothing else.
For now.
Nothing else we're discussing
We
today.
have nothing else to do
Future.
with you today, yes, sir.
That
Nothing
does
else.
not mean in the future.
I'm late going to the job, and I'm supposed to have done that right now.
You're okay.
I can put the insurance back on and get the tag.
Today's solely about the Ford Explorer, and you take care of that. Whatever else is in front of you for that, I can't speak to. I can just speak to the Ford Explorer today.
But I couldn't do nothing when I had my stroke.
I get it. I know.
Hit the
And I'm
gavel.
sorry. I'm glad you're feeling better, and I wish you nothing but the best, okay? Thank you. Agenda item 7.3, case 12919, accept the nuisance abatement lien respondents Pretium SFR Holding LLC at 204 Elizabeth Avenue for an operable vehicle and issue an order with the compliance deadline and authorize the city to mitigate the violation if the compliance is not met. Is anyone here to that?
Ladies and gentlemen, you have a nice
Thank
day.
You too.
It was the same way when I
City of Clearwater Code Compliance Officer Daniel Kasman for 204 Elizabeth Avenue, for case number 129-19. This is also an inoperative vehicle case. There's There's one violation, 3-1503B.6 for outdoor storage of an operative vehicle. Notice of violation was sent out on March 28th, 2019 with a compliance date of April 11th, 2019, and the certified mail receipt was received on April 4th, 2019, and also May 20th of 2019. This is the same property with the safe, and
Yeah.
had a vehicle and also a Wave Runner trailer that were out of date with expired tags. Tag was expired in April of 2018. Posted the vehicle. This is 2 green cards, one sent to the owner of the property and one sent to the tenant who actually owns the vehicle, Garrett Lober Springer. Both signed, both accounted for. Haven't had communication from either one, anything. Went back in April 12th, still tag is expired. April 19th, May 29th, tag is still expired. I'm sorry, it's a little bit dark, but it still says 418. June 6th, still expired. There's a red truck now, and this is on the 21st. Tag is still expired.
And no communication at all.
No, but everything's been signed for, so.
And signed for.
Yeah.
Abandoned, no tag, up to date, but signed for.
The truck does have an update. It does have a current tag.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yeah, the truck does, not the Audi.
Safe still there?
Yeah, the safe is still there.
Safe and fridge are still there.
Safe is safe.
The safe is extremely safe.
Seems like an easy one. If somebody wants to
You could say the same for the
make a
freezer.
motion, we can close this one out and move
Okay,
on.
What's your recommendation?
what's your recommendation?
The recommendation is requesting compliance on or before 5 days from the date the board renders its order. Or we're asking the board to authorize the following: for the Code Compliance Division to take all reasonable actions, including entry into the property, to abate and maintain the nuisance and charge the violator with the reasonable cost which would become a lien on the property. After 3 months from the recordation date of such lien, if the fines and fees remain unpaid, the city's attorney's office is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien using any legal or equitable remedies available under the law. And compliance can be met by obtaining, displaying a current tag and registration, or by removing the vehicle from the premises.
I'll make a motion. I move to enter an order finding the respondent in violation of code and requiring the respondent to correct violations within 5 days of the board's written order. If the respondent does not comply by that date, the city may take all reasonable actions to abate and maintain the nuisance, including entering the property and charge the respondent with those costs which will become a lien on the property. If costs, fines, and fees remain unpaid 3 months after such lien is filed, the city is authorized to foreclose, collect, or settle such lien.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. Moving on. Before we adjourn, I just want to thank city staff for the job that you do. I know often it goes unappreciated and you probably do not hear it, but this is a key role that you do in protecting Clearwater and keeping it bright and beautiful like that screen says, so thank you for what you do.
Me too.
I think all of us.
Aye, aye.
Adjourn.
Ditto.
I'll make a motion, yeah.
Thank you.